Come here. I'm a father of 3 beautiful children. They're with me 24/7. I feed them, I clean them, I wash them, same thing cleaning them. I let them play, I groom them, I buy clothes for them, I take care of them, and I deal with them day and night. When they're sick, I'm there to help them get healed. When they're hungry, I make sure they get fed. When they're irritated, I tolerate whatever I gotta tolerate from them. I have children. Can you over here? Okay? My children are sad sometimes. Sometimes they happy. Look into the camera. Turn around. Look into the camera. See the camera? Can you see? Lift up a little so you can see. See? They're loud. They're noisy. They can't sleep. They won't go to sleep. They're noisy, if I said that already. My point that I'm making is, as a man being a single parent and taking care of his children is not an easy task. And you're dealing with a lot of mental. But by dealing with mental, meaning the children, the girl, the boy, dealing with their mental, their behavior pattern, the things they do, it teaches me how to deal with them on another level. You hold your sister. Can you do that? Put your arms around her like that. There you go. Okay, and the situation that I'm making is when a man is coming into a relationship with a woman who has another man's children, he has to deal with a lot of responsibility. And that responsibility may not be what he's used to. And that's the same situation with me having some woman come into my relationship, my life, and I have to trust her with my children, which may not occur because that's not what it's about. When you're building a family, you need a complete family. The man and woman got together copulating to make the child. And now that that man and woman made the child, they need to be responsible for that child. When one of the parties decide to vacate the premises and not be a part of it anymore, then it is important that this person find someone who's worthy to be a part of that family, but it has to be a balance. The person has to know their role before they come in. It's okay for a woman to tell a man that you can be with me, but you gotta take care of my children, we come as a package and all that kind of stuff. But if a brother come and say, well, you be a part of my family, you help me raise my children, do that, then that's wrong. Or he's looked down upon, or some derogatory stuff like that. This is the kind of energy that men of color continuously receive in this society. I'm not begging for anything. A woman has to come correct to me because I know the responsibility of being with her and dealing with what I have to deal with once we have children. First you go through a woman getting pregnant. Then you deal with the 9 months of her having the baby within inside of her. Then having the baby outside of her and dealing with all the things that she has to do. Healing, going through all the hurt that she's been through, having a baby, and then the mental, the post-traumatic stress. This is not a joke. So you dealing with all this, and at the same time you dealing with raising individuals who have separate mindset, thought patterns, and everything. So you dealing with all this, and at the same time you trying to build a society. You trying to build a foundation within your family. Now, a man that deals with this kind of challenge is overwhelming, but that's part of being a man, in my opinion. Now, when you have a single woman that's going through this and she completely by herself, that will bring her to the brink of mental breakdown, meaning bipolar, schizophrenic, paranoid, delusion, whatever it may be, with all the emotions she already dealing with. But if she's disciplined and worked with, and someone is helping working with her, the opposite sex of course, then you build a strong foundation with a family. But unfortunately in this society, that is not taught among people of color, so you never get that. I'm dealing with my children on the mental level, on the physical level, on the spiritual level, and I'm dealing with them on things. Right now, they are not at the stage that they can comprehend their emotions. Their emotions are all over the place. So I have to discipline them to calm them down when they get irate. I have to tell them what they can't do because they keep doing it. I tell my daughter to sit down 1,000 times, she still get up. Because it's like she forget that she just got warned not to get up. And then if I do violence to her as far as hitting her or something, that's going to put pain on her and scare her. But she may not remember that pain, because if she's constantly getting love and comfortability and reassurance that you love her, she's going to forget the pain. Whereas if you just give her pain and just threatening her and making her feel bad all the time, she will be afraid of you, and of course she'll resent you when she get older. But the point that I'm making is it's an unbalance. This is a barbaric culture that we as a race live under to practice and share with our children. Beating them and hollering at them and screaming at them is not our culture. We have to have a balance. We have to have time with grown-ups. We have to have time with our children. We have to have time for ourselves, and we have to be in a meditative form to build. I'm day and night, 24/7. My daughter have a nightmare, I'm there for her. My daughter TT on herself, I gotta change her. My youngest one, I gotta change a diaper. My son, same thing. My son is like totally not aware of so much stuff. So he's like an idiot walking around like blindfolded trying to reach for stuff. But that's the stage he go through. Sooner or later he's gonna be intelligent enough to know what is good and what is not. But it's overwhelming for a man to mentally, continuously, to give all this energy to the children and not have a way out. Now you can use all kinds of excuses. Well, that's your fault, you shouldn't have did this and that. Or you can really listen and see, well, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's a daddy, supposed to have children, they're supposed to build a unit, they're supposed to build a family. So you know he need help, and you gotta be realistic about it. The few that think like that, I commend you and respect you for that. And the idiots, get the fuck off my page. Don't be on my page. Don't listen to my videos, because all you're doing is trolling and disrespecting. And obviously you got some major issues if you even come up with negative statements like that. But back to my point. You know, I'm not here to try to judge or tell people other things about what they need to do. I'm trying to be an example for the ones who really want to learn the truth. And that's the hardest thing to do, because you're constantly going through things where people are taken away from you. What's wrong? Okay, just be patient. You know, it's like, it's so much intricate parts that you got to do with children. Like, I have to scrub their feet, because if you don't wash them good enough, you may miss an area and then their feet get all ashy. And then you got to clean all the dirt off. You got to make sure through the toes. You got to under the arms, under the neck and the ears, make sure their teeth is brushed. Make sure the lint is out their hair. Make sure everything is right with them. This is a human life, and you got to deal with that. And you got people who don't practice that type of culture, don't pay attention. And to put it all on a woman is hella crazy. You can't do that. Just talking, I'm getting a headache. It's crazy, man. My point that I'm making is that every man needs a woman, and every woman needs a man. And together they make family and they work together. In our traditional culture, a man needs more than one wife, because women need help rearing children. They can't do it by themselves. It's overwhelming. A man can do it, but you know, the minute he turns his head, children go do what they want, because that's what children do. So that's why you take them to daycare. But then you give somebody else a responsibility to raise your children, and then you pay them a little fee and think that's what they're supposed to do. The whole mentality in this society is messed up. We need to come back to the Nubia, the original. And that can only take place if we get ourselves together and start working from that perspective. All you brothers out here who want to make babies with a sister, man, you really need to think about what you're about to do. And you need to make sure you have the capability and the understanding to do it. Because if you don't know how to CPR, take care of a child in an emergency situation, if they get hurt, if they have a head trauma, if they get cut, or any kind of crazy shit that may happen, you have to know how to take care of them. Not to mention, you have to make sure you know how to be aware to prevent them type of problems. Then dealing with the emotions. Women are emotion. From the time they born, they're emotion. And they're not scared of anything, because they're not conscious enough to recognize that they need to be either afraid or be tight-mouthed on things they say. So they end up getting either killed, beat down, or something.